Good afternoon. I'm 14 First Alert meteorologist Arden Gregory. This is a live look at the Blue Bridge in Owensboro. Some cloudy skies overhead there, even though we do have clouds in the forecast this evening through the night and even into Saturday morning. I doubt we're going to see any rain from them. It may look kind of gray and gloomy, but we will most likely stay dry. We do start to warm back up as we go through the weekend and into early next week. And then through most of next week, we're looking at a stretch of warm, dry, sunny weather across the tri-state. Here are those clouds I was just talking about. They've really rolled in the past couple of hours, getting thicker, especially across Illinois and Indiana now. And as we go through the rest of this afternoon, those clouds will continue to move from northwest to southeast through the tri-state. We may get a brief break in the clouds this evening, but it won't last. We will cloud back up as we get into the overnight hours. Overnight tonight, I can't totally rule out a stray sprinkle in Illinois, but it's unlikely. I really think the whole tri-state's probably going to stay dry tonight. The clouds and maybe a little bit of fog will stick with us into early Saturday morning, but by lunchtime, it'll already become mostly sunny again, and those clouds will then clear completely as we get into Saturday afternoon. So clear skies, great weather for that Fall Festival parade Saturday afternoon. Then we've got clear skies through Saturday night and lots of sunshine on tap Sunday. We started the day in the low 40s. It was very chilly out there this morning. Now temperatures have climbed into the upper 60s to low 70s. It's 70 in Madisonville, 73 in Greenville, where the clouds have not been as thick, so it's warmed up just a little bit more there. Where it's cloudier, most of us are sitting in the upper 60s right now, and those temperatures are holding pretty steady under that cloud cover, but I still think it's possible we could tack on another degree or two, so some of us will probably break into the low 70s this afternoon. Overall, it's really just perfect fall weather out there. I know it's a little cloudy, but I don't mind a little cloud cover. It feels great outside. As we go through the rest of the evening, though, temperatures start to fall back out of the 70s and through the 60s. So whether you're going to be down on West Franklin Street or out at a Friday night football game, if you're going to be out after the sun goes down tonight, you may want to consider long sleeves or a jacket. Temperatures will be in the low to mid 60s by the time those Friday night football games are kicking off, and then we'll drop back into the mid to upper 50s by the time those games are wrapping up. So it will be a little bit on the cool side out there tonight. We'll eventually bottom out in the low 50s by the end of the night tonight. Partly cloudy skies. Again, some patchy fog possible, mainly around bodies of water. So be on the lookout for that, around lakes, ponds, on bridges that go over the rivers, things like that. We may have a little bit of patchy fog late tonight into early tomorrow morning. Temperatures will bottom out in the low 50s. Again, today we started the day at 42, so it will be a little cool out there first thing tomorrow morning, but not as chilly as it was this morning. Then Saturday, even though we start with some clouds and possibly some fog first thing in the morning, that will all clear pretty quickly, and by about lunchtime, then through the afternoon and evening, it'll be mostly sunny and a little warmer with high temperatures in the mid 70s Saturday afternoon. So if you are headed out to the Westside Nut Club Fall Festival tomorrow, kind of the big day there, the rides open up, everything kind of gets started at 10 a.m. There will be some clouds still hanging around then, temperatures climbing their way through the 60s by that point. We'll be breaking into the lower 70s by about lunchtime, and then for the parade tomorrow afternoon, which is at 4:30, we'll be sort of in the warmest part of the day. We'll probably be sitting in the mid 70s with lots of sunshine at parade time, so it should be warm, comfortable. Then as the sun sets, we'll start to drop back out of the 70s and through the 60s tomorrow evening. All in all, really great weather both tonight and tomorrow as we kind of wrap up the Fall Festival on Franklin Street. Moving forward then, lots of sunshine Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, we see those temperatures climbing into the upper 70s. I think it's very possible Monday and Tuesday we could even hit 80 in some parts of the tri-state. Normal highs for this time of year are in the low 70s, so that is a little warmer than you would necessarily expect for mid-October. And you see those temperatures then dipping ever so slightly, but still hanging out in those mid to upper 70s on through the end of next week. And maybe even beyond that, we could still see these these temperatures trending warmer than you would expect for this time of year. The extended outlook from October 18th up through the 24th does show a trend toward above average temperatures across the tri-state, along with some near to slightly above average precipitation. As we go through next week, there are going to be some weather systems off to our northwest, but at least through most of the work week, it looks like that rain's probably not going to get to us. As we get into next weekend and then the week after that, again, this extended outlook is from Saturday, October 18th up through the 24th. So this would start with next weekend and then go into the week after that. We may see a change up in the weather pattern where some of that rain manages to make it to the tri-state, but I still don't think it'll be a particularly soggy time across our region. The bulk of that rain will probably still be kind of hung up off to our northwest. And again, we're talking about something that's more than a week away, at least through the next few days. We've got dry skies, mostly sunny skies, and temperatures comfortable but warmer than normal. Certainly not that crisp, chilly fall weather some of you may be looking forward to. We've got highs in the mid to even upper 70s in the afternoons. Monday, Tuesday, some of us could even hit 80. It does cool off nicely at night, though. Most nights will dip into the upper 40s to low to mid 50s, just depending on the night. Taking a quick check-in on the comments. You're welcome, Dion and Brian, both thanking me for the update. That's what I'm here for. All right, I'm not seeing any questions. I do want to give a quick shout out to the tropics, though, if any of you are curious about what's going on, because we've got a lot to track out in the oceans right now. None of these are expected to have local impact, but for those of you who just have a curiosity about the weather, like myself, we have 4 named systems that we're tracking right now. So we have Priscilla and Raymond out in the Pacific, and then we have Jerry and Karen out in the Atlantic. Let's start with the Pacific here. Priscilla sitting right off the coast of Baja here. It is a large enough system that the clouds and the wind and the rain from it is wrapping up and bringing potentially strong thunderstorms along with some heavy rain and flooding to parts of Southern California, Arizona, and southern Nevada down around Las Vegas there. And then we've got Raymond. It's down here on the southwest coast of Mexico right now, but it is moving to the north there. It's also expected to track up around Baja and could bring some additional heavy rain, flooding, wind and thunderstorms to parts of the southwest U.S. So I know that, California and Arizona may not be places you think of as getting, tropical storms or hurricanes or things like that. But through this weekend and into early next week, they could certainly see some impacts from Priscilla and Raymond here off the coast of Mexico. Then in the Atlantic, we've got Jerry, Tropical Storm Jerry, currently moving to the north, but it's expected to turn off to the east right around the time it gets to Bermuda and head back out to sea. So Jerry not expected to have any sort of direct impact in the U.S., but anytime there's a system out there, it can sometimes make for some choppier waters and rip currents and things like that along the east coast. So that's something to monitor. And then Karen, kind of an anomaly forming way up here in the northern Atlantic and moving to the north. So Karen's obviously not going to be with us for very long. Those waters are a little too cool to really sustain any sort of major tropical activity, but just something interesting for you there. We do have Jerry and Karen out in the Atlantic, while some of those storms out in the Pacific may impact the southwest U.S. The storms in the Atlantic not expected to impact the United States at this time. And again, none of those storms expected to have any kind of local impact, as overall our weather is going to stay mostly sunny, warm, and dry through this weekend and much of next week. If you're going to be out this evening, especially after sunset, you may want to bring a jacket with you. It is going to be mostly cloudy and it's going to be a little cool with those temperatures falling back through the 60s and into the 50s. But other than that, looks like really great weather for the Fall Festival and any Friday night football games. So I hope you all enjoy this beautiful weather we have in store tonight and into the weekend. Obviously, we're going to have team coverage from down at the Fall Festival tonight, so I hope you'll join in for that on 14 News at 4, 5, and 6. And if you see any of our folks down on West Franklin Street, stop and say hello. We love to meet you guys out there. It's always a good time down on Franklin Street. All right, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, but you guys have a great rest of your Friday and a great weekend.